Imagine that, ran out of memory again. So we're basically back to finish up this light. Battery's unplugged now, so we can get a better shot at what we're actually doing here. Okay. So basically now I'm just in the process of working the glue around the light, which will prevent moisture from getting in there. It's also going to strengthen and reinforce the light itself. But beyond all that, it's going to actually take and strengthen the light transmission. Okay. So this glue is pretty good stuff. I've had pretty good luck with it. I used to do this with hot glue, guys, and that actually worked pretty good too, but it kind of makes for a worse colored light. Really like the way that the lights look when I'm done with this. Try to avoid getting this on decals too. The kicker will kind of make that adhesive fail. Jeez. Having all sorts of problems with this one today. So that's that, guys. That's what you do. And here in a little bit, when we're done with this project, when we're really close to being done, we'll go ahead and lift the plane and give you a shot at what that looks like. For the moment, we're just going to move over and do the same thing here. We're just going to try to make it look as nice as we can. Might try to get a better angle for you viewers. There we go. Okay, so this one here is going to be a little bit simpler because we've already got a little bit of glue where it needs to be to kind of hold it and make it strong. And obviously now we're not going to be using a non-foam safe, we're going to be using just a foam safe, CA. And what we're going to do is we're going to want this light to point mostly straight out, but a little bit of downward as well, because this will be helpful in the landing and approaches to just kind of keep track of where we are spatially. Just putting a little bit of glue in there on the wires itself. I'm actually going to wipe that off of there. Okay, so this is going to get pushed now up into that foam. And this is a preference issue, guys. It's not like you got to do it my way. You can do it however you can get it to work. And that's just going to get held in the position you want. And you can use kicker here if you want, but I've always found that on that initial stick, it's probably a good idea to maybe stay away from using kicker, just because it sometimes it's a little tricky to get it to stick in the position you want if you're sitting here trying to use 3 hands and spring kicker and all that. Okay, so now that we've got that sort of in place, just give it a little bit of kicker. You can use a stick to just get our little fine-tune adjustment. And I'm just going parallel to the leading edge of the wing here, which is real similar to what we did on the other side. If you get these too far out of whack, they'll look kind of dumb on approaches because they're going to be pointed kind of bug-eyed on you. So do your best. It doesn't need to be perfect, but the more perfect you get it now, the better it's going to look into perpetuity. So take your time. So basically this is the same exact process we just did on the other side there. Only difference is different light. And when you're all done and you've got the ability to move and rotate the plane, then you can rotate and move it so that you can make a nice shaped look to your lights, which will look a little bit like this one here. And I might take and cut plastic on this one, I'm not sure. But for the moment, guys, you've seen kind of the process. I'm just going to pause it and show you when I'm done. Okay guys, this is a step where I'm just stuffing those wires back in. Try to get you a good view of this here so you can kind of take note of any tricks that you see me do. Can't really say there's too much trick wise. I'm using a wooden dowel. It's a little easier to push this in than that screwdriver I'd picked earlier. Again, nothing real magical about it. You separated the wires, but now they're kind of tangly dangly, so once you get them in the hole, just go ahead and force them in there a little bit. It's okay to be a little bit tangled on this. It's not going to hurt anything. It is going to be covered up, so you're not going to see it, but you don't want to push so hard that you damage a wire lead, obviously. So that's that, guys. We're just going to kind of work this in here. Okay. Alright, so now that's in there. And then these black wires, we unfortunately had a little loop because I didn't quite get it exactly the same as what I was hoping for. No big deal. Just stuff it down in there. You got a very thick wing root on this plane. If you had a thinner wing root, you may just decide to go ahead and tape them on the outside and forget it, which I've done that too. Less often, but I've done it. So, not that you need me to tell you this, but there's no shame in taping it to the wing. I don't think it looks near as good. And you're gonna have a lump wherever your resistors are. So that's where I was pushing down just then. And it's always a good idea when you're done doing something that's a little bit more aggressive like this, just verify everything is still intact electrically. I'm confident in the soundness of my electrical solder joints, but that doesn't mean a whole lot. It doesn't make it not break. My confidence doesn't matter. Okay. As you can see, we've got red, white, green. Okay, well that's it, guys. My battery is about to die, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that, and just gotta lay all this stuff back down, and we'll just cut a little piece of tape to cover this, and that'll be that. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it.